Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, the division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Welcome to the Digital Marketing Podcast video and episodes where we talk about digital marketing strategies and tactics to help grow your business. Today, I want to talk about day trading attention and garage sales that rake in big cash. So what is day trading attention? Well, I remember over the weekend, I was driving around and I noticed there were a lot of garage sale signs out over the weekend. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it on the weekends as well, especially on Saturdays. Maybe sometimes you see them, Friday afternoons after work. And where all these signs are located and what they say and what color they are, how high they are, what font is used, like what color the ink is used that's on there. I think it's interesting when we look at all the dynamics of advertising and trying to get the word out about a garage sale and how that really is a physical manifestation of trying to get people's attention to get them to come visit your garage sale. So, trying to figure out, okay, where should I put these signs? What location? Where's the most traffic going to be? Where's the best visibility? Are there stoplights or stop signs? Do I give multiple directions? Block by block? What's really the best way when it comes to the placement of the signs and the intersections, and then how we relate that to day trading attention in digital marketing, I think is very similar to how we think about geofencing as well as demographic information that we're putting up, whether we do, we drop the pin and we do a 1 mile radius or 5 mile or 10 mile or 25. So I think that when we think about those streets and intersections, we think about the demographics. And so, the better we understand the location and the patterns of those things, the better we are to, stack the deck that we're going to, have the results that we're looking for in our campaigns. When it comes to the different colors signs that you're using, I think that is very similar to having the different types of visual creatives, and exploring, what creatives work better than others, whether it's bright pink or neon yellow, black and white, red text on a white background. I mean, all the different variables that you can think of for your sign. The same thing holds true for your visual creative in your digital marketing as well. I've often find it interesting when garage sales, offer, Friday hours, Saturday hours, Sunday hours. Are they doing it in the morning or are they doing it in the afternoon? And I think when we think about our digital marketing creative in light of that, I think we think about A/B testing, split testing to see, if we start off with a question, does that perform better compared to if we start off with a statistic to, start with a facts-based, approach to our creative, or whatever the difference is. And then when you get really outside, where, outside the box, where, do you tie balloons on, the top of the sign to really get someone's attention. And that could be, from a creative standpoint, you're kind of, maybe you're doing a video, or maybe you're doing an animated GIF, or, you're really changing up the creative to capture that attention. But I think the biggest thing that is really exciting when we're looking at digital marketing, obviously in Google AdWords, you were able to see, what keywords were performing well. And, let's say you had a Google AdWords set and you had, 16 different ad sets, and inside of that you had your keywords, and you could see which ones were performing, outperforming the others. And that holds true too on the visual platforms, whether you're on, Facebook, Instagram posts, or other platforms. But finally, highly interesting when you've got, a large set of visuals as well as, written text that you've grouped together, that are based on whether it's, specific buying interest, or whether it's based on, lifestyles, or, whether it's, often what we do is we create these moments. And, like we're working with this healthcare product right now, and we've got it broken up into, caregivers and travelers and families and seniors. So we've got all these different segments broken down, and I think it's really interesting as a campaign kicks off, when you see that there's a clear front runner that jumps out and the market really begins to respond to a particular creative ad set. It's fascinating. And that's really where the day trading attention, where you're literally, trading creative for the attention of the people that are on the platform. And you're able to do that when you have a large volume of creative that's very specific or segmented to those motivations of why they may choose to use your product or service. So, it's fascinating, things that happen all around us that remind us of our normal human decision tree behaviors. Something as simple as garage sale signs and how it parallels with digital marketing efforts. Now, so I think it's also interesting that when you see when you take this approach and you have multiple pieces of creative running, and you're able to identify what's really resonating with the market, that takes the ego. We've talked about it in a previous episode, where we talked about get the ego out of the equation. The hippo, which is typically the highest paid person's opinion, when you get that out of the way and you let the market determine what's really resonating, whether it's the picture or the text. But once you do that, I think it makes it a lot, it provides you a more scientific approach to sort of, marrying the idea of math and art together, because now you've got this data that is speaking directly to the art, the creative. And so now it becomes a game of, combining the right art with the right math, to really create an equation that results in the return on investment that you're looking for. So when you're able to identify these trends, because you've broken out your demographics, your psychographics, your A/B test with your visual as well as your written form, it really informs you into how to adjust the art or the creative in the months to come. And then you start to lay that over, seasonal trends or business trends that are, normal for your industry, and then take that into consideration as you look at it through the lens of the actual user, the end user. So that really can provide you with some insight that's not just based on opinions of whoever the most important or highest paid person is on the project or for your own company, but it's based on what the market is saying and how they're responding to your information. Now, I think it's interesting too, going back to the garage sale idea. Let's say, if you've ever run a garage sale before, you don't put the 25-cent baskets up front, right? What do you put up there? You put up, the big ticket items, right? The couch or, the golf clubs or, whatever it is that, number one, you think will bring someone's attention, right? You put your best stuff up front. And I think that how you have that set up is it just as important as, you know, the landing page. When someone clicks on your ad and lands on the page, you want to have your best stuff up front. You want to present the greatest value to them up front so that they can see, wow, I'm so glad that I checked this out. This is a great value. You know, I'm gonna, you know, take the next step, fill out the form, set an appointment, you know, whatever your call to action is. But I think when we kind of, you know, segment out the idea of day trading attention, where it's really, we're looking at where are people, you know, where is their attention? Are they focused on, you know, this subject matter or this subject matter, or are they responding to, you know, this particular call to action? And then how do we learn from that information to inform our creative plan over the coming months? And again, you know, a lot of agencies and marketers are not deploying this approach. They take a single piece of creative and put it out there, and they don't get this type of insight. They don't get the, you know, what is the real attention segments within your audience, and where are those trends, and then how do we adapt to that to, you know, increase brand awareness and increased product or service consideration, which ultimately is going to end in a greater number of conversions as people kind of work their way through the digital decision tree when it comes to deciding about a product or service that they're looking to buy or to fulfill the need that they have, you know, for, you know, whatever aspect it is of their life. So those are some tips I wanted to share with you on day trading attention and garage sales that rake in big cash. I hope you found that insightful and made me think about signs that I saw this weekend and how that relates to setting up your digital marketing campaigns. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Have a great week, guys.